Voter education and awareness was an issue highlighted by many women candidates that stood for the 2022 national general election. Papua New Guinea continues to face problems during the electoral process, and often it is widespread perception that many actually do not have the free will to vote, instead are pressured to conform to the lure of material wealth instead of true judgment of character.
Our people on the ground don't see it that way.
Phoebe Sangetari was the former acting Ombudsman Commissioner before she retired and went back to her home province of Oro. Seeing the need to overhaul the service delivery mechanism, she stood for election as a candidate for the Northern Governor's seat.
I've been a public servant most of my working life. The last job I had was an ombudsman and acting chief ombudsman of Papua New Guinea. I finished work and I went home to the village to settle. But then when I had a look at the situation back home in the province, it really concerned me that the province wasn't doing so well in terms of development, in terms of basic government services. They were non-existent or deteriorating. What we had there initially was deteriorating. Schools.
The political parties didn't come good.
For a seasoned public servant and an ombudsman commissioner, Phoebe knew very well the breakdown in government service delivery. Years of investigating the public service and leadership at different levels, it was time to offer solutions to the people.
I have worked in the government sector for almost close to 30 years. 30 years, 30 plus, I should say, probably about 31, 32 years. I've just served in the government, so I have a better appreciation of the government systems, processes. With my work in the Ombudsman Commission, that allowed me to get involved in investigations of government processes and systems that were failing, that were not working. And so I felt that I knew the system and that I could make a change back home in the province and bring services and development for my people, for my province.
But despite having all the qualities of an experienced public servant and the drive to fix the breakdown in service delivery, the first-time candidate didn't fare well in the elections.
I knew what I wanted to do for my people, but it was just how to get in was the problem for me. And I thought that if my people supported me because of my qualification, with my experience in government administration, I stood a better chance of getting in and offering them, the services and development that they were desperate for.
Phoebe said during her campaign she drove the message of good leadership, a cornerstone of the Ombudsman Commission.
Integrity, transparency, accountability, honesty, fairness. Would this leader be a fair person?
But the first-time candidates said stereotypes must change. The open acceptance by many across the country to view leadership as fulfilling an immediate need must stop. She said leadership must be observed and not bought through material transaction.
This is the 10th election that we had. So you can imagine the past how many elections. They're into this trend of the type of leadership that they think are good leaders. Somebody who will provide them goods and goods, cash. That's their definition of a good leader. So, like I said, it's a big task for the next elections, 2027 elections. A lot of awareness has to be, done here. Voter education, teaching them about the qualities of good leadership. That's what we need in this country.
Fidelis Sukina for Inside PNG News.